today's video we're going to be talking about the Gel Blaster Starfire XL. This Gel Blaster for sure isn't new, but I finally got my hands on one. It was on a deal on Amazon for $50, so I decided to finally pick one up. I'm a big fan of the Surge XL, which is why I got two of them and I got another one in the box. The Surge XL and the Starfire XL are basically the same thing, but they come with different stuff. I'm really excited to unbox this blaster, so let's get right into it. Okay, taking a quick look at the box, looks like we got 5,000 glow-in-the-dark Gel Blaster bullets included. It also says full auto, shooting up to 12 rounds per second. It also says we can switch the velocity from 170 feet per second to 250 feet per second. We're going to be testing that later in this video, so stay tuned. We also got a 1,000 round hopper, which is great for a Gel Blaster. You also have a removable buttstock. You also got a Gel Blaster tracer unit, which is also included. We got 3 shooting modes, fully automatic, 3-shot burst, and semi-automatic. Let's get right into this thing and see what we got in it. Okay, now we can flip it upside down, take this flap off, and then open the box. We got the blaster here. The tracer unit is already pre-installed. Let's take these little stickers off first. Now the blaster is all free of stickers. It has a pretty light design, but the purple is kind of hideous on this thing, I'm not gonna lie. But I do really like the white accents. Let's see what else we got in here. We also got the stock, a hopper feed neck just in case you don't want to use the Starfire tracer unit, 1,000 rounds of purple ammo that are already pre-grown. We have a sling, a USB to USB-C charger, a velocity knob adjustment tool, along with a very crappy pair of protective eyewear, and 5,000 rounds of glow-in-the-dark ammo. We also got a sticker and a couple instruction manuals, but we don't need those. Just like we always do with Gel Blaster stickers, let's put it on the desk. First, let's start off by putting the stock on this blaster. All you gotta do is make sure it's faced like that. Then you can just line up the lines and slide it on. And you'll hear that click when it's fully installed. We can also take this sling and unfold it and slip it from up here down to this sling mount right here. Gel Blaster slings are very uncomfortable, so I really never use these things. Let's take this off for the remainder of this video. We have the fire select switch right here, semi-automatic, 3-round burst, and then fully automatic. For the tracer unit to work, you're going to need 2 AAA batteries. Later in this video, I'll test this thing out at night to see how good it looks. You also have the on and off switch down here. On towards the front of the blaster, then off towards the back. Sadly, the blaster does not come charged, so we're going to have to charge that first. But we do got a really nice pack of 5,000 glow-in-the-dark ammo. I'm going to grow this later in the video and test it out. To install this, just take the cap off and take this silver piece off. Then the easiest way to put this on is to turn the blaster upside down and screw it on. At the front, we also got removable fin tips. Just pull them off, then they come off like that. You can also remove the front piece just in case you want to install a Nova Spotlight. And you can also buy different color removable fin tips. That's great if you want to do team plays. Let's slide this back on. There we go. We also got one lower rail down here. This blaster has a built-in battery which charges from a USB-C port right here. To adjust the velocity of this blaster, you have to first take the stock off. And then insert the tool into here. And then by twisting it, you can see on the side the velocity power adjusting. Turn it counterclockwise to put it on the lowest power. There we go, that took a lot of turns. Supposedly it's supposed to shoot at 170 feet per second at that levels, but we'll be testing that out in a bit. Then turn it clockwise to turn it to full power. Okay, that took way longer than I would have hoped. Anyways, you can leave the stock off if you want, which I have done in the 4v3 Gel Blaster War Capture the Flag last year. But personally, I like having the stock on much better. It definitely completes the look of this blaster. Anyways, I'm going to go get this thing charged up and I'm going to show you a couple more features. It has now been about 2 hours and I finally got this blaster all charged up. 2 hours for charging this thing does take quite a while, but I can usually do 2 full wars without needing to charge a battery. And also I had to empty this because the bullets in here were a little too small. So I brought a Gel Blaster Depot bucket to load this back up. Okay, now that I got it all loaded up, let's put it back on the blaster. And now it's finally time to put this in the FPS and accuracy test. Okay, now I got the chronograph here. Let's see how fast this blaster shoots FPS wise. Currently I have the velocity set on high. I'm going to start off by testing it on full velocity, then I'm going to go down to the lowest. Okay, for shot 1, we got 202.1 feet per second. Shot 2, 190.5 feet per second. Shot 3, 200.5 feet per second. Shot 4, 240.8 feet per second. And shot 5, 205.6 FPS. Not really too close to that 250 feet per second mark, but let me put the velocity all the way down and see how it does. Okay, now I have the velocity set to the lowest setting. Let's see how fast it shoots. Shot 1, 177.6 feet per second. Shot 2, 158.9 feet per second. Shot 3, 163.6 feet per second. Shot 4, 158.5 feet per second. And shot 5, 160.8 feet per second. That's a little bit of a difference from the high velocity. This is really great if you don't want to get hurt during Gel Blaster Wars. Now let's turn it to full auto and see how fast it shoots RPS wise. shooting right around 10.1 rounds per second, which is not really close to that 12 round per second mark, but that's still pretty good for a big blaster. Okay, now let's take a few steps back and see how accurate this thing is. Overall, this blaster is pretty consistent, but one problem I had is that it shoots 2 or 3 sometimes at once. And even with fully grown ammo like this, it still does it. That is a little bit of a problem for this blaster, but I don't really mind it. Anyways, let's get back to the desk so I can reveal my final thoughts on this blaster. Even though this blaster doesn't shoot as fast as it should have, this thing is still very, very fun to use. The Surge XL version of this blaster has been used in many Gel Blaster wars, and I love using it. You have a great ammo capacity, some pretty good range, good FPS, and a very good RPS rate. It's very fun to use this blaster for wars or even backyard plinking. This blaster does hurt quite a bit to get shot with though, so I'd definitely be careful with that, especially if it's on high velocity. Oh, 9. That was a 9. Oh my god. Ow! But on high velocity, if you're using some pretty crappy ammo, the bullets will tend to explode before coming out of the barrel. I told you about the tracer unit earlier, so here's some footage from that.
Times we had, I see it now, I see it now.
It's a pretty cool feature that I would love to use during a Gel Blaster war at night sometime. But anyways, I love this blaster and it's actually one of my favorite Gel Blasters of all time. I still like the Surge XL better just because of the color. But overall, great blaster. So if you want to get this blaster or the Gellet Depot that I used in this video, click the links down in the description. Thank you guys for watching and I hope to see you in that video right there.
Hey, they're going.
No!